All right, welcome everyone. Today I want to build a simple maths tutor that uses Gemma 4 that will be running locally on my machine. So the idea is a student is going to be focusing on high school student. A student asks a question and then it's going to tutor them instead of answering directly. So that's the end goal for this series of videos. But today, we just want to set up the entire pipeline where we have a simple UI that's going to be built using Streamlit. And then someone sends a message, and then the local model that's running on my machine responds. I would call that success if I have that running. So yeah, as you can see, I have a few dependencies, Streamlit, of course, and then the OpenAI for interacting with the model, and then Ginger 2 for my prompts. I like to have prompts in Ginger files. Sometimes I use YAML, but Ginger I find it quite easy, nice because I can add conditionals and loops and all goodies. Yeah, so I have a prompt at the moment. That's the only thing I have. You are George. Maybe let's change its name. I don't know. We'll call it what? Jane. Yeah, you are Jane. So this is the generic prompt. As time goes on in the coming videos, we're gonna have multiple prompts for different purposes. But for now, since the end goal is just to have a user interface where you can chat with the AI, this should suffice. All right, let's get going. So the first thing we need to do is to add. I want to call it maybe the AI wrapper class. So I'm just gonna call it. Let's call it client. If I can type it, client. And then we want to we want the async async client. Now I want to have a class called AI client. No, Mr. Autocomplete, I don't want that. I want to have a base URL, which is a string, the default being localhost 800. No, it's 88, because if I go to my browser, you see I have Llamma.cpp running on my local browser. Fairly, 30 something tokens per second. So it's not too bad, and it's quite small. It's a very small model I'm running. So I have that done. So now I need to instantiate or initialize the client. If the base URL is going to require an API key, which we don't need since it's running locally. Right, so that's that. We want a chat. Yeah, I want to send a system prompt, which is a string, and a list of messages, which is a dictionary. For now, we leave it at that. We're going to expand it to have tool calling and all, but that's a topic for the next video where we expand on this one and making sure our thing is grounded. The model is grounded to a particular curriculum, so it's gonna be making tool calls to, I don't know, maybe get the curriculum, find the topic and what it's supposed to be teaching. Alrighty, so yeah, let's create the args model. That's one of the things we need. We don't need any model name anyway, but I'm just gonna say, I don't know, Google Gemma 4. Using the 2EB, I guess, but yeah, it doesn't matter anyway since it's running locally. And we need the messages, which is an array. The first message is we need a role for the system prompt, and then after that we append all the other messages. Yes. what did I do there? It's supposed to be an array, not an object. Right. So we just need to call now our client, the chart completions. Yeah, that's pretty much it for our wrapper. We'll work on it later in the next coming videos to add tool calling and all those nice goodies. The other file I want to add is a router or router. I don't know how you pronounce it. So the purpose of this file is not going to be as important today, but I want to just have it in place since I'm going to need it in the coming videos. But this is going to be doing quite a few things. Number one is going to be picking the user's intent or intention. Is the user just greeting me, or is the user answering a question I asked? And is the user asking something off topic? And then it will be routing to different prompts, so to speak. So yeah, since I'm using Ginger, I need to import the environment and the file system loader. Since everything is running locally on my machine, I'm going to be loading system prompts from a folder. And then I also need the AI client. Now I need the class. I'm going to call it router. That's good enough. I also need, just gonna say prompts. No, environment. The loader is a file system loader in the prompts folder. Yeah, so that's where all my templates are going to be sitting. Now I need not a class. Async def. I'm gonna call it handle. Yes, that's fine. Use message string, and I also need the history, the previous messages, which is that, and I need to return a string out of this. So I'm gonna say system prompt as self. We need to get template. We're just gonna use the generic for now, template, and then we render it. Yeah, we don't have anything for now. We're not passing any parameters or fields or whatever they are called. Right, so now we need to construct the messages that are going. We need to put the history first. In case it's not there, it's gonna be there anyway. History, and then the user's message. Okay, so that's fine. So we're gonna get the response. Nope, we're not doing that. Response. Yeah, so that's it. Let me just confirm if I made this asynchronous. Yes, that's correct. All right, yeah, so we're passing the system prompt and the messages, which now include the history, and then return the message back. Perfect. We have everything working on, or at least I hope working. Now we come to the main class where we're going to now have our Streamlit UI. I also need to import the router. Also need to import the AI client. I need a cached resource. Yeah, this, since I got that. So I'm just gonna call it, yeah, get router. So the reason for this cached resource is that it doesn't get every time we need it, we're creating a new router. It just doesn't make sense. So, and then title AI chatbot. I'm gonna call it Gemma Tutor. I'm gonna say tutor like that, or let me 2 O's. Right. The next thing we need to check is to instantiate the session state to see if there are messages. If there's a field called messages not in session state, yes, we instantiate that. And then we want to render, if there are messages, we want to render them on the UI. So we want to make, yeah, and then the message as a role. Want to set it as markdown. That's great. Now we want to get the user's message. So it's a chat input. And we want to show it on the UI as well. Right. Once we have that, we also want to have the assistant, and as it's calling, making a call to the AI, we need a spinner. Is it thinking? Yes. I forgot to import async IO. Yeah, so we need that for the asynchronous. So we need the response back from the, yeah, that's basically what we need. Now we need to set the markdown, and then I need to append in the history now the user's message as well as the assistant's message, so that now when you want to continue, it's gonna be a nice conversation that flows. All right. Seems like that's all we need. Let's give it a go and see if that's gonna run. UV run streamlit run main. We have Gemma Tutor. Let's see. Hi. Our guy is thinking. Yeah, Jane has responded. Here to help. And by the way, all this is running locally. Like I said, I think if we come to check the logs, you're gonna be seeing things happening. You see, the chat completion has been called, so everything is running locally. And yeah, we have success for this video, where I just wanted to have all the plumbing right, and then we build from there. What topics help me with, I don't know, sequences. Let's see. So for at the moment, it's just using its data, the data that it had during its training, which may not be helpful for certain scenarios. So the next video, we're going to have to add in curriculum. So it's now going to be a reg pipeline where user asks a question, then we need to find which topic it is from the curriculum, and we're going to have teaching notes, so to speak, to tell it what the goals for this topic are, as well as maybe common misconceptions, so it knows how to take the user from 0 to hero. So yeah, that's it for this video. We managed to have something that's running locally, and that's a good start. that's a good start. Yeah, so keep an eye out. A new video is gonna come very soon where we then add the curriculum, and then it gets more and more grounded, and this router is going to be expanded even further, where when a message comes in, we need to check the user's intent and route them to a different prompt, so that, yeah, if you are off topic, you're asking about the FIFA World Cup, it tells you I can only do maths or something along those lines. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Cheers.